Imagine inhaling that first blast of dark roast aroma at 5 a.m. just as the station alarm blares. Then picture that same roast fueling a national community of veterans, firefighters, and caffeine crusaders who together are carving a brand new lane in a $73.98 billion coffee market. Welcome to Fire Department Coffee, where every bag brewed sends real dollars back to the people who run toward danger while the rest of us hit snooze. And today I'm handing you the 3-alarm playbook we've used to turn handcrafted premium beans into a movement investors can measure. By the end of this ride, you'll know exactly why mission-anchored branding outpunches corporate giants, how our Hotshot Velocity Curve predicts subscriber surges 48 hours in advance, and how you can claim a front-row equity seat before the next roast drops. So pull up a mug because we're sprinting through 3 high-heat rounds with zero filler, a dash of self-deprecating humor, and more tactical caffeine than a night shift at Engine 7. Ready? Great. Let's prime the first portafilter by lighting the hook. 4 years ago, the specialty coffee space was choking on look-alike craft labels, but our veteran and firefighter-owned team asked a blunt question. What if every purchase came with a built-in give-back to injured first responders? Could that social ignition rally legions of loyal investomers and influvestors before Starbucks even notices the smoke? Cue cash. Register swoosh on screen as we flash our very first crowdfunding milestone, 2,000 backers, $193,000 in pledges, achieved in under 72 hours. Credibility drop. I'm your host Luke Latte Ladder Johnson, 16-year city firefighter, Navy vet, low-key numbers nerd, co-author of the 250,000-word roast log we publish for transparency, and yes, the guy who once spilled an entire kettle on a brand new turnout coat. But more on that later. Promise of payoff. Stick around and you'll grab the data-driven recipe for tripling subscription velocity, the secret to parlaying firefighter humor into a 5% car conversion lift, and the checklist that funds our community foundation with every pound sold. Segmented walkthrough incoming, starting with the ignition story, then the growth throttle, then the impact multiplier. Let's crank into segment 1, ignition, because premium beans are table stakes, but mission-locked positioning is rocket fuel. Picture the 3 most crowded coffee shelves at your local grocer. Now strip away logos and see if you could tell one roast from another. Odds are you can't. But slap a bright red helmet badge and incident command flavor scale on the bag and suddenly shoppers lock eyes, heartstrings tug, and they remember the paramedic who saved grandma after her slip on black ice. Our first step was radical clarity. Every single fire department coffee SKU bears a charitable thermometer on the back panel reading 10% of net proceeds flow to injured firefighter and veteran support. So the consumer instantly knows purchase equals action. We A/B tested heritage parchment graphics versus high-visibility line-of-duty scenes and found the stop-and-stare dwell time tripled with hero imagery, which translated into a 28% sales bump at trial retailers. Then came sensory storytelling, roasting in small batches at 419 degrees Fahrenheit, flash-over temp, stamping each bag with roast date, and embedding QR codes to quick clips of our crew cupping for flavor notes while station bells ring. Because authenticity trounces perfection when your target market respects grit. Next, credibility layer. We blasted a Kickstarter launch at 5:55 military time, timed socials to coincide with morning roll call across 4 time zones, and set the minimum funding target at $12,000, symbolic of a 12-hour shift. But we blew past it in 31 minutes, letting velocity act as social proof. The lesson: set symbolic but attainable milestones and design them to break publicly so velocity snowballs. We also implemented the Hotshot referral ladder, a simple uplift script. Share your unique code, recruit 3 buyers, unlock firefighting grade enamel pin. Recruit 10 buyers, receive limited edition station mug. Recruit 50 buyers, earn equity perk in the next RegCF tranche. Referral events yielded an average of 2.6 new customers per advocate, dwarfing paid ad CAC by 73%. Quick cameo off-screen rookie yells, "Chief, the roaster's overheating," and I deadpan, "So are sales, kid, keep it spinning." Insert laugh track ding. Sliding into segment 2, growth throttle. Let's dissect the Hotshot Velocity Curve that keeps our coffee pot boiling. Launch week velocity is our North Star metric. Dollars per day from midnight to midnight. Because early amplitude forecasts final altitude. Our internal dataset across 7 product drops shows campaigns that secure 30% of target within day 1 have an 81% chance of doubling the baseline goal, whereas campaigns that crawl below 10% in day 1 rarely break 60% overall. How do we spark that liftoff? 3 levers. Preheated community, kinetic content cadence, and philanthro-proof updates. Preheated community means warming the crowd at least 3 weeks prior with drip-fed micro-wins. New origin secured, custom roast profile chosen, foundation partner highlighted. Each post comes with a pledge intent CTA. Comment #FirstSip if you're in, giving us a predictive pre-launch headcount. Content cadence refers to our time. Released media fireworks, 30-second station life reel at T0, behind the beans cupping clip at T+8 hours, humorous blooper of a dropped sack at T+20, and heartfelt beneficiary story at T+32. Algorithmic side note, reels under 30 seconds outperformed long-form by 2.5 times on share rate, but pieced together they ladder attention across 48 hours. Philanthro-proof updates mean we never wait to close the round before showing impact. Our foundation writes microgrants weekly, and we film each check handoff, releasing receipts right in the middle of the raise, spiking goodwill and secondary pledges. The results? Our most recent launch for Shellback Espresso hit $415,000 from 4,790 backers, 92% of whom opted into a monthly subscription, translating into a projected 12-month lifetime value of $3.3 million. Animated on-screen bar chart here. Orange bar shows live dollars, green bar shows subscription tail, blue bar flags social reach. But growth isn't just digital. We've mastered the grassroots helmet drop tour, visiting 20 cities, brewing pour-overs on engine tailboards, and exchanging free cups for QR code scans. Each scan piped into our CRM and converted at 4.9% into first-time buyers and 1.3% into investors. Overlay map animation lights up Tampa, Boise, Grand Rapids. Yes, same mid-tier cities crushing. Crowdfunding stats, proving coffee loyalty is local, patriotic, and turned on by shared mission, not coastal hype. Quick humor beat, I tried latte art at Boise Station 5. Produced a blob that looked like an octopus on fire. Rookie said, Chief, call it calamari macchiato. 30 cups sold instantly. Lesson, lean into imperfection when your brand is blue collar. Speeding into segment 3, impact multiplier and investor blueprint. Because this isn't just about steaming milk, it's about building resilient capital formation that pays community dividends. First pillar, influevestors. These are equity backers who also post content. And in our case they include paramedics, military spouses, even a K9 handler whose morning brew TikTok reached 420,000 views. We track their reach with referral codes and average $8 incremental revenue per embed post, but the real kicker is trust. User-generated station content converts at 11% cart rate versus 3% for polished studio shots. Second pillar, investomers. Loyal customers who upgrade to shareholders after at least 3 purchase occasions. We email nurture them with the subject line, own the roast you toast, offer a micro-tier $100 investment packet, and have seen conversion at 6.8%. Good for $287,000 in the last round. Throw up a dot matrix grid, x-axis prior orders, y-axis first week investment size. Watch the northeast quadrant glow. Third pillar, transparency loops beat fraud fears. We live stream every quarterly roast batch, show roasting temps, and publish COA lab tests so investors know the product is legit and the books are clean. Our fulfillment software posts package scanned events publicly, which acts as near real-time proof of commerce, thus deterring any suspicion of phantom revenue. Regulators worry about crowdfunding fraud, but when every sack of beans is literally traceable from Colombian finca to Illinois roastery to doorstep, opacity loses. Action checklist for founders watching. 1. Embed mission pledge directly on packaging. 2. Engineer velocity curve with pre-launch intent collection. 3. Display philanthro-proof in mid-campaign. 4. Weaponize influevestors by rewarding UGC not paid ads. 5. Convert investomers with low friction microtiers. 6. Publish continuous transparency data. For investors, demand real-time dashboard access, scrutinize first-week velocity, and favor issuers with mission-locked identity because customer LTV and community flywheel crush commodity players. For policymakers, stop measuring community-driven brands by static filings. Instead, ingest live sales telemetry and social signal sentiment to allocate oversight. Open mini dialogue cameo, off-screen analyst whispers. But what about resource constraints? I answer, Trade 3 stale audits for 1 live API ingest and you've already cut manual hours. Chuckle track. Flash forward projection. Specialty coffee expected CAGR 6.7%. Premium mission niches outpacing at 9. Fire Department Coffee aims to capture 0.5% of total US market, equal to $300 million in annual sales, with a roadmap to allocate 10% net to the foundation. Do the math, that's $30 million back to heroes yearly by 2030. Motivational send-off. Remember, the only thing stronger than caffeine is community. So whether you're a firefighter, a brunch table investor, or a regulator shaping capital access, measure what matters in real time, roast boldly, give back loudly, and join us before the next shift whistle blows. Call to action, tap the invest button below, claim your slice of the roast, and let's keep this engine rolling hotter than a 4-alarm blaze.